3D scanning has been probably my favourite skill I've picked up while running this channel. I've scanned a range of different things, from dug up pottery to hand-shaped grips, more comfortable than I could ever model myself. But while I've been very happy with the scanner itself, its turntable is another story. It's not particularly bad, and it's served its purpose well thus far, but it really is the bare minimum. So it's time for an upgrade, and well, I may have gone a little overboard with the design. Building this overkill design begins, as usual, with some 3D printed parts. These are some of the larger parts I've made, taking up most of the Prusa XL's build plate. Before we can put anything together, we need to prepare a few of the parts. The main body needs half a dozen or so heatset inserts installed, and 4 of these brace pieces need to be tapped to M5. Tapping the plastic part just saves me from using more inserts. These bars are then pushed into position in the base. Following this, 4 M5 bolts further secure the pieces in place, leaving the base ready for concrete. I think that might be the quickest arrival at concreting of any of my videos. The concrete here is not at all needed, especially for just 3D scanning. But while scanning gave me the idea for this build, it's more than likely that it'll see most of its use as a filmmaking tool. To that end, minimizing vibration is key, hence this inclusion of additional mass. This was one of my easier forms, and I chose not to overfill it this time. As much as I like scraping the surface flat, I didn't want dust in all the channels of the base. With the concrete set, we can continue on with the turntable itself. This sees some more heatset inserts installed, which will be used to secure a large Lazy Susan bearing in place. Unfortunately, only one ring of the Lazy Susan has fully bored holes, so we drill the others out to M5. The bearing itself is secured in place, with several countersunk bolts that sit uncomfortably not flush. To finish off our turntable, we need to glue the notation ring in place. This part isn't totally necessary. Its purpose is mostly just to look good on camera. Back to the main base, an intermediary piece is put in position, before being held down with a handle on each side. This piece is also used to mount a NEMA 17 stepper motor, which is secured with 4 bolts. A gear is pushed onto its shaft, and you may notice it looks a bit funny. That's because at some point in the CAD process, I must have merged a ring halfway over the gear teeth of the main bed. Not wanting to print another whole bed, I made a stumpy gear to match, and it's worked fine in this application where backlash doesn't matter. The turntable is now done aside from its electronics, which consist of a single perf board containing a stepper driver, Arduino Nano, and some buttons and switches. This was my first time using perf board in a project. Perf board is kinda in between breadboards and engraved PCBs in terms of effort required. Overall, I really liked using it. It fits better with how I learn things, although I clearly still need a lot more practice. This board is mounted to a subboard, which then slides in place in the control panel. 2 switches and a potentiometer are secured to the control front, before the whole board can be plugged into the stepper and slid into the base. The electronics are finished with the power port being placed into another panel in the back of the turntable. Finally, 2 coupling nuts are slid into either side of the control panel, concluding the turntable build. To get it up and running, all I need to do is plug 12 volts into the back and it starts right up. It has a few basic functions controlled via its 3 inputs. The potentiometer adjusts the table's speed. One switch toggles the direction the table turns, and the other toggles between auto and manual control. Manual mode is controlled via 2 buttons that I haven't installed yet. Anyways, let's set something up to scan. First, I'll mount my scanner using a magic arm, allowing me far more versatility than its previous small tripod. This allows me to position the scanner virtually anywhere over the bed of the turntable. The bed of the turntable has this weird pattern of holes some of you may have noticed or even recognized. This is my fixturing system I invented last year, allowing hex head bolts to be slotted in upside down onto the bed. This provides a strong thread that won't wear out as fast as threads cut into 3D prints. I have my original set of tooling for the system, but made a new piece specifically for 3D scanning. These standoffs mount firmly to the bed, and use cheap bamboo skewers to adjust the height of whatever they're holding. Using a cup with a small amount of plasticine, I can set up virtually anything at any angle to be 3D scanned, without causing any damage. A good example is this CRT. I scanned one of these to install in a custom housing, and found this very difficult to achieve. The turntable was too small, and I couldn't clamp the fragile parts, so it took me some time to devise a setup that finally worked. With this new system, I was able to set up the same part with very little effort. There is also a final hidden feature of the table. The bolts from earlier can be removed to install a set of V-wheels. These allow the turntable to slide smoothly on lengths of aluminum extrusions. This is aimed at filmmaking more than 3D scanning, and I'm still deciding on how I want to motorize this setup, hence its unfinished nature. Without a motor, it's not particularly useful as getting consistent smooth motion by hand is very difficult. Even still, it's good to see that everything is running smoothly. Overall, I'm happy with this project. It should make scanning much easier going forward. Files are in the description, although be warned they do require a larger printer. Thank you to my patrons, and to you, as always, for watching.